Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Spider-Man117 here, back with a special review for Die Hard. So, anyways, I don't know how anybody wouldn't think that this is a Christmas movie. Like, dude, there's so many Christmas trees and decorations, and they reference Christmas like how many times in the movie? You know, but anyways, the basic plot is that John McClane, which is a New York police officer, which is Bruce Willis, he's going to get his wife from the Nakatomi Plaza, and it turns out that 12 terrorists have seized the Nakatomi Plaza and are at least holding 30 or more people hostage though, and basically like John has to take them out one by one, and he's sitting there barefoot like the entire movie, and I mean, it's always really good, and Alan Rickman's a really good villain. Some of the people, I'm not sure what their names are, like certain people, so that's why I just said the main ones. Basically, he's like barefoot and in the bathroom, and he hears gunshots, and he grabs his M9, and he like runs up the stairs, and basically he goes up there and pulls the fire alarm. And then, like, people, like, start, like, coming to get him, or, like, one by one, he takes them out, and, he basically does this, like, thing, and he's, like, on top of the guy, like, choking him out, and he, like, falls all the way down the stairs, and he breaks his neck, and then sends him down the elevator, and he's like, ho, ho, ho. Well, no, he's like, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. And then there's another reference, like, to Christmas, though, because that's what Santa would say. So I mean, I'm not really understanding why people would think that it's not a Christmas movie. I mean, even the first time I saw it, I knew it was a Christmas movie. And then, like, they're sitting here setting up, like, launchers and stuff in the building to, like, take out the police's heavy vehicle that they call in. And I've always liked the part where he's like, Geronimo, motherfucker, and he throws the chair bomb down the elevator and blows up that floor of bad guys, wipes some people out, and he's like, well, sorry, Hans, I didn't get that message, though. And maybe you should have wrote it on the bulletin board, though. And then, I mean, he says that, and they're going back and forth, and then, like, he eventually gets on the roof, and I mean, there's so many classic scenes in this movie, and really everybody uses an MP5. Okay, but then the main guy, well, I mean, not the main guy, not Alan Rickman, but Carl uses the AUG, and like he's on the rooftop, and he's on the radio, and he's like trying to get like some police officers to come, and he's like, well, no fucking shit, ladies, sound like I'm ordering a fucking pizza, and he says that, and that part's always cracked me up, and then he eventually, like, he throws a body out the window, and then, what was it, the one guy that was in, like, fuck, I forgot what TV show it is, but the black guy that's a police officer in the movie, he was in multiple different TV shows. No, it was, like, Steve Urkel. I think he was, like, the cop or something, so he was in it, and he's smashing the window out, and he's like, freeze, motherfucker, drop the gun, and then he shoots a guy, and then he's under the table, and he's getting shot at, and then he shoots through the table and kills the guy, and then throws the guy's body out the window, and then, like, to get the police officer, and then he backs up, and I mean, that's always a good part. And then basically the guy that he first killed, he had the C4, and then Hans Gruber's henchmen have to come and find him and get him, and then he's like, yippee-ki-yay, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, and he says that to Hans, and it really throws him off, and he's sitting there, and then basically Carl and Alan Rickman's character, Hans Gruber, they come to get him with a few other guys, and take in mind that he's completely barefoot the entire movie, and they start shooting the glass, and he steps on the glass, but then he leaves a bag of like C4 and the detonators behind, and then they're gonna blow the roof, and they're going to steal $600 million in negotiable bearer bonds in the safe, and I've always enjoyed it. And then at the end, like Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber takes Holly Gennaro, John's wife, and he only has 2 bullets left by the time he gets up there, and he puts them in the M9, and he sits there and he's like, what was it you said to me? He's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And then he's laughing so hard, and then they're laughing, and he shoots Hans Gruber, and then he shoots the other henchman, and then Alan Rickman falls out the window, and he dies, and then he saves Holly Gennaro, and then they go out, and they're sitting there, and just when you think the movie's over, all of a sudden, Carl gets up from the body bag that they had earlier in the movie. Like, he beat the shit out of Carl and, like, hung him on a chain. But anyways, they got him in a body bag, and then he gets out, and he's about to shoot him, and then the police officer that John was talking to the whole time, he shoots him, and then they had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, basically. And in my opinion, the movie's always been good, and I'm just going to have to give it a 10 out of 10, because, I mean, the movie is all endlessly rewatchable. It's a really good action movie, and a good thriller, and it's got good action, and you either like it or you don't, but I've always liked it, so have a good Christmas Eve or Christmas, but hey, have a good night.